2022 CRF250RX. This bike is brand new, freshy. Thanks to my buddy Steve who let me bring it out today. I've been riding it back to back with my 22 CRF250R. So RX, I was real curious how these suspension settings work, and honestly, for slow vet dudes, they're probably better than the R settings. But I like the way the suspension, definitely the 4/6 fork spring's a little bit softer, the valving's a little softer, but it's not like a mushy woods kind of bike. It's still got plenty of hold up for vet moto dudes, I think, fine. You can definitely feel the difference in the engine power, but let's take it for a quick spin. I think the RX, I thought it might have been geared different, but it still has the same 52 rear sprocket. It does have an O-ring chain, and it has my non-favorite muffin top fuel tank, but they need some more fuel capacity. Okay, I have it in map 3 because that's the most fun map, and it's probably equivalent to map 1 in the R, very similar. And map 1 and 2 in this bike is definitely a slower rev. But right away, you can notice the suspension setting. Also, the Dunlop AT81 tires. They have a nice compliant carcass, which makes for some better, just a little better forgiving, more forgiving ride. It's pretty dusty today, so I'm gonna cut across here. But right away, the playfulness of the CRF250R isn't quite as noticeable in the X. It's probably the little softer suspension, just got a little more weight with a kickstand and the 18-inch rear wheel, but it's still awesome. It feels really good, and that engine just feels amazing. I love the engine feel. And like I said, these Dunlop AT81 tires, the carcass is nice, but I don't think the traction is good up front. The rear works great. But this suspension setting, I like it. I guess my ideal bike would be the R with the RX suspension, because I don't need the big tank. And the rideability of the bikes is really good. The engine is super smooth. And the map 1, you can just feel it, just a less urgent roll on it. It's definitely a more woods friendly, even though I have it in map 3. I just like that barky, snarky feel. But these bikes carve. They still got that great CRF steering feel with this new chassis. The Ergo's seat foot peg handlebar is excellent. I think the Renthal fat bars the bend is perfect. I hope Pro Taper Evo comes out with an identical bend, because the Evo's got a little more give to them. Because even with the better, more woods-focused off-road suspension setting, you can still feel that global firmness of this chassis. But way more rideable for me, this suspension. Brakes, front brake is amazing. Brakes are just excellent overall. And that long pull. So this is map 3, and it just has like a real instant kind of pull to it. Let's see if we can go. That's 3. Let's go to 1. I don't know if you can see it. So you can go WOT and it's not going to pull the front end up. It just pulls. And Map 2 is very similar. It's just got that smoothness. So it's really hooking up. Really encourages you to push. So 2022 CRF250RX, a little softer fork spring. I think the shock spring's a little softer. I like that setting. That suspension setting is really, really nice. It's probably better for slow vet dudes like me, but it feels good in the woods. Dunlop AT81 tires work well kind of everywhere. Still has that fun, playful factor that the R has. Map 1 and 2 definitely a little less urgent than the R's, and of course the R still has Map 3, which is more aggressive yet, but I think Map 3 on this is pretty close to Map 1 on an R. But it's got a kickstand, it's got an O-ring chain, which is nice, 18-inch rear wheel, it's got some extra fuel capacity with the fuel tank there. I love the bend of these bars, grips. Even comes with some nice handguards. So CRF250RX, 2 big thumbs up.